Thank you for watching the video version of Every Album Ever with Mike and Alex. Because YouTube fucking sucks, we had to edit out all of the licensed music because laws, I guess. If you want to hear the full unedited versions, you can go to iTunes and Spotify or wherever you get podcasts, and you'll get the whole version with us talking over the songs and yada, yada, yada. It sucks, and life isn't fair, but thank you for watching anyway. Welcome to Every Album Ever with Mike and Alex. My name is Michael Mansour. I am joined, as always, by my lovely co-host, Alexander Volts. Say hello.
Hello. Hello there.
That's it?
No, now I'm making you wait for the clever...
Oh, so you're just going to say it mid-conversation without warning me?
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
My little nicknames and AKAs that I like to... I'm throwing curveballs.
Now you're throwing curveballs.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
so now we're going to... Okay, so when I finally hear one, I will flip this fucking table. No.
Be more enraged than you are normally.
This is Every Album Ever with Mike and Alex. This is the podcast where we listen to every album ever, one artist at a time. That's a new discography, more or less, per episode. And you want to suggest any artists? Comments, love, hate, send everything you want to everyalbumever@gmail.com. If you want to support us, tell a friend, subscribe on iTunes, Spotify, the things that will help or not. It's all good.
Unsolicited nudes.
Yeah. I mean, attention is attention as far
Yeah.
as we're concerned. Please don't fucking do that. I'm kidding. This is also new for us. If you're watching on YouTube, you're seeing our faces.
Our first YouTube episode.
First YouTube episode, first video. We're giving this a shot.
Lot of firsts today, actually.
Yeah, because today we are talking about X,
Our first band with a lady in it.
our first lady band.
Well as I think the bass player is probably the most important member. Another first for the show. Usually...
And we had Sting for the Police.
Oh, that's true. Sorry. I like to forget that part of my life.
I do too.
We talked about the Police. You're right.
It was pre and post Police. That's your
That's my
your life course.
Yes.
So we're talking about X today, and after the episode, be sure to check out our X playlist on Spotify that we've created for you guys. They're full of songs that Alex and I have handpicked. Our personal favorites and all that. And by the time this episode releases, there should be a playlist associated with every episode. So go back and do that. You can follow Alex on Spotify at Mother Puncher Inc. That's Mother Puncher INC. And there are links to them at everyalbumever.com. It's fun stuff. Anyway, moving on. X. They got 7 albums.
Yes.
7 albums. First one was released in 1980. The last one in 1993. I believe they're still touring, but not recording or something like that.
Yeah. Who knows if they will or won't. I know is her name pronounced
Exene?
Exene.
Okay, so Exene Cervixalot.
I want to know.
I'm going to, hold on. I'm going to Google her fucking name because Cervenka.
Cervenka.
Sounds
It looks
Ukrainian.
more complicated.
Yeah, I think it's Exene. I'm going to say...
because there's an X in it, yes. I think you're correct.
Okay, so we're going to go...
We're going to go with Exene.
Wonderful fucking start where we can't even figure out the person's name. Exene, go on. I cut you off.
So, yes. It's like questionable whether she has MS or not.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
She says she's had misdiagnosis. She's had doctors tell her she definitely has it. And she's like, at this point in my life, I'm so tired. I don't fucking care if I have it or not.
That is the most punk rock response to a misdiagnosis of MS.
Yes, I hope she is healthy, though.
I know. I like her a lot. I do hope so. It's actually kind of a cop out on our part. Like, this is our first episode with a lady in the band, and it's like one member, and she's not even the only singer. It's, we have a lot of stuff lined up in the schedule.
Yes,
we're tackling all the genres.
Yes.
Right now,
we are a rapidly expanding podcast. By rapidly, I mean one a week.
One a week. It's hard, man. Dude, I finished this discography today on the way over here. And it's not that it was a hard discography. I think I actually have a newfound appreciation for X because I'd never heard anything past the first album in my youth. And newfound appreciation for them. But I am a procrastinator. If there wasn't a deadline for finishing these albums, I would not.
Deadlines are the only reason things get done.
Yeah. I need them. I fucking need them so badly.
Yeah, I think they're an interesting band. I think they're overrated and underrated at the same time, if that makes sense.
So they're properly rated, is what you're saying.
They're properly rated.
Yeah.
They're about where they should be. I appreciate like how honest they are. Like there will be things where like John Doe's like, oh, this song's about riding a bus, but like I owned a car, so I had to like go and like you don't
do field research.
Yeah, like you don't hear that.
I've been there. Actually.
Yeah, you don't hear that from like especially the era they came from. Like they're pretty honest about like getting money from their parents, and I appreciate that.
I do. They're also, spoiler alert, better musicians than a lot of the punk.
Johnny Zoom is a robot.
You mean Billy Zoom?
Billy? Is it?
I think it's Billy Zoom.
Okay.
Hold on.
Anyways, Zoom.
Mr. Zoom.
Mr. Zoom and DJ Bonebreak are insane. They're insane.
Yeah.
They're like...
It's Billy Zoom. Yeah.
I fucked up.
Real name, Tyson Kindle?
Let's not talk about that.
Okay. All right.
They're crazy. They're like... DJ was like...
DJ's drummer.
Yes. Yeah. Grew up playing in like big band jazz. Zoom, like multi-instrumentalist. They're so crazy. It's something that's not apparent when you listen to the album.
Yeah, no, for sure.
How talented
absolutely, because in my notes, it was like the fucking fifth album that I finally wrote down. Hold on, mention how great Billy Zoom is earlier, because it's like they're all good, but he's not like, they're not pointing a spotlight on him. So it's easy to overlook in the context of the albums.
I didn't realize how good him and Bonebreak were until I watched the documentary. I was like,
wait, what's the name of the doc?
I think it's called X, the Unheard Music. You can track down a DVD or it's on YouTube. So
okay. So general backstory foundation. How did they form? Who are they?
So I guess. They were this. It's real interesting because you have like Billy and Bonebreak who are like into like jazz and rockabilly music. And then you have Exene and John Doe who are like...
Are they fucking? They fucking?
I think they are.
Okay.
Probably on and off.
All right.
I don't know.
All right, go on. Sorry.
But
I had to know.
Yeah, I think you got those two who met like at a poetry place in Venice. And then somehow the four of them meet and form a punk band. And even though I know they like the Ramones a lot, but like it's so weird. Like you have these two jazz guys and then these two people, this couple essentially who are like into blues and folk music and poetry. And it makes for a band that maybe me personally, I think, first few listens, it doesn't like seem special. But I think if you're sitting there and you're like looking at these lyrics and give it a few listens, then all the riffs and the musicianship, or like if you look up them live, they're so fucking tight live.
They were one of the bands featured in the first the one Penelope Sphere is Decline of Western Civilization, the first one.
Yes.
Them along with Black Flag and I think Fear was in there.
I don't even think John Doe is a tattoo artist and he's in that movie fucking tattooing somebody.
Really? I still actually haven't seen that whole movie, and I love every band in there, which is weird.
I've only seen clips of it. I don't think it's like an easy to find film, but you know.
So anyways, how long were they recording, or not recording, but playing around and before their first album?
You know, I'm not sure.
Alrighty then.
I'm sorry. I screwed up. I screwed up
done.
Today.
You're done here, buddy. Hey, buddy, you're done here.
I'm fired.
You're fired.
I know they did record a few EPs because they have this weird relationship where they want to be mainstream, but then at the same time,
you got to be punk still.
Yeah. Yeah. They have this weird like relationship with wanting to have commercial success, but they're a punk band. So it's kind of an interesting aspect of the band, I think. But yeah, they recorded a few EPs before they did Los Angeles, and then I think Mr. Ray
Manzarek
from The Doors saw them at the Whiskey, and he's like, "This band is special," and proceeded to produce their first 4 albums.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know that at all. What the fuck? Really?
Yeah, he loves X, and that's really cool of him, I think. You know, this guy from The Doors is watching punk bands at the Whiskey A Go-Go and took a charm to one of them and like was kind of their mentor a little bit.
That's pretty rad.
Yeah, you don't see fucking Jimmy Page doing that.
Just not talk about fucking Jimmy.
In time, we will.
In time, we'll be doing Led Zeppelin at some point in the future, near future. Dude, fucking Jimmy Page. Fuck that guy. Anyway.
You know what's funny? I found an Exene quote too, where she's like, listening to Led Zeppelin rip off Robert Johnson isn't a good influence to have. Robert Johnson is a good influence to have.
She's not wrong.
So
Lady's not wrong.
Yeah, that's probably why you feel some connection.
Yeah,
although she likes blues though. So.
Fuck her. God damn it. No, she's out. She's out. I was in love with her for many years before this, but now she's out. All right, let's jump into it. Let's do all right, first album, 1980. This is Los Angeles. Okay. Well, this is one of the best punk albums in history. Best album, personal favorite, fight me.
I'm not going to fight you. Okay. I have this as my best album.
Okay.
But it goes back to my like mixed feelings.
What is mixed about this? What is mixed about this fucking flawless album? I almost called you Daniel for some reason. I'm sorry.
Hey, I still called it their best album.
Okay.
So, there's that. But
shall I gush or shall you shit?
No, you should gush.
Okay.
I don't even know if I have like shitting to do as much as like the band. It doesn't connect with me.
Connect how? They're so tight. They're so tight.
Like, I don't know, like after this podcast, if I would be sitting around and like, oh, let me throw an X album.
Are you serious?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
I throw this album on
all the time.
Not all the time, but recently, before we even agreed to do X, I was listening to this album. I fucking love this album. It's, first of all, there's something about Exene's voice that I fucking love.
It's her and like John Doe's like
their harmony together. It works. It's a nice melding of frequencies.
Yeah.
She's not even like a technically impressive vocalist, but her tone is just pleasant to me. Just the sound of her voice it works fucking great.
No, I don't think she wanted to be a singer. I think he met her at a poetry thing and he was like, you're writing songs. And then they like got her into singing. So,
and the harmonies that she and John Doe do are way more interesting than, you know, most harmonies are just like I'm singing one note and another person's singing a corresponding third or fifth or whatever, and we're singing the same lyrics. It's just harmonized. What they do a lot of this thing where it's almost like they're dueling each other. So
yeah, that's a good way to look at it.
So Exene will be like, she'll be sustaining one note, and then at the end of like the tail end of that note, John Doe will come in with the harmony and then sing another phrase on top of it. So it's this really interesting dynamic where they're almost talking to each other. And this album they do it the most on here. They do it the best on here. And then the production, it really emphasizes both of their voices. It's like a gritty kind of punky sounding production where it's very mono sounding. And so it's not a lot of bass in it, but it also emphasizes their strongest thing at this point, which I think is their vocals.
Yeah. And yeah, it goes back to, usually we talk about like the rhythm section being the glue guys, but in this band, it's the guitar player and the drummer.
Oh yeah.
So that's interesting thing.
It is.
Also, I think your tastes are running off on me because I really like Johnny Hit and Run Pauline.
Yeah.
But then they have the rock and roll solo.
See, okay. All right. Fucking rock and roll. Obviously, I hate it. Ranted about it countless times. They do here what I always bitch about rock and roll, which is they take the genre and then they write songs with it instead of just relying on the same chord progressions and structures.
They're mixing it with other things.
Yes, they're using the beginning of Johnny Hit and Run Pauline.
Yes,
they use that tried and true rock and roll ass fucking Chuck Berry lick, but they turn it into a different
Something
song,
else.
Completely different song. In that chorus, nothing rock and roll about that chorus.
No. I also will say they were a rockabilly band and they reworked these songs to be more punk.
Interesting.
I really like Nausea.
Yeah.
I think Ray's organs on it. Like really,
that's Ray.
Yeah,
that's Ray Manzarek played on this album.
Oh yeah,
how did I fucking not know this? I've been listening to this album for goddamn 15 years.
He loves X.
Jesus.
Yeah, I do. Also, I think on Nausea, that's when I noticed her interesting vocal choices too. On Nausea,
it's again not technically impressive. It's almost like bad, but she's never off key. Well.
No,
on this album, she's never off key, and she's clearly not a singer, but her voice just works. Something pleasant about it.
Yeah, I think I listened to this album twice, and I was like, I feel like I'm missing something, so I'm gonna sit down with the lyrics this time because they sing fast and stuff, so it can be hard to absorb the lyrics. And then when I was, looking at these lyrics during the songs, that's when I had appreciation for them because man, the fucking title track is so brutal and honest and still prevalent. Yeah, it's still
Los Angeles.
Yeah, the subject matter is still prevalent today, and I'm glad for all the awful diversity we have in Los Angeles. It was still known for that in the 80s.
Oh yeah. And these were not as accepted opinions back then.
Yeah,
to rail against the lack of diversity or the lack of acceptance of diversity.
Yeah,
back then it was a lot more dangerous to say things like that.
Sex and Dying in a High Society also.
Sex and Dying, High Society. I mean, all these songs are embedded in my brain. My first experience listening to this album, I was a early teenager, and my older brother Robert, who was a guest on our Captain Beefheart episode, so go listen to that.
Watch real quick, DJ Bone Break. That's one of his big influences.
Beefheart?
Yes.
I'm just saying, you're wrong, Alex, for not liking Captain Beefheart.
And then I'm lukewarm on X. So yeah.
Okay, fair enough. All right, motherfucker. My brother came home with this album, and he might have been a little tipsy. I don't know for sure. Probably he played it on loop the whole night.
Sure.
Over and over again. And I'm not exaggerating. I mean, at least 25 times in a row.
Yeah.
I hated this album the first time. You can't love an album that you were forced to hear 25 times in a row because I was sober.
Yeah.
So after that, he kind of never listened to it again.
Mm-hmm.
But I went back later on and this is actually, I could see why he was so taken with it at that first night. It's a good fucking album. Don't listen to it 25 times in a row, but it's good.
Or do.
There's
I do love Unheard Music. I think that's an amazing
Which
track.
One's that?
It's this. It's got these peaks and valleys. I'll just give us a sample. Yeah, there's these peaks and valleys. It's some weird hybrid of the Doors and Devo almost
For anyone watching the video, that's the one that goes dun 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 dun. Okay,
and it sounds like we're doing a Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah, I know. Okay, we end up doing it regardless. There's a lot on this album specifically. Countless subtle, smart songwriting decisions. In the opening track, your phone's off the hook, but you're not. The chorus, it has the chorus section, and then the chorus ends with solo drums, and then Exene yells out, "But you're not." That's the chorus. But the second time they go to the chorus, it gets to that part, except the drums do 2 extra beats, and then she says the same line, but she sings it quietly. Little
things like that.
Slight deviations that are just really smart, and they really help to make a simple song really complex, and not in a proggy, difficult to listen to kind of way.
No.
Just oh, I didn't expect it to go there. It's still the same chorus. It just went slightly a little different direction.
A little different. Yeah. I think choices like that may be why it took me a few listens to.
I had 25 from the first time, so don't worry.
Yes, I don't really have experience with X. I think, the title track I heard, and then maybe some tracks off Wild Gift. But this is my first deep dive.
Your first deep dive. I feel like at this stage, because they're still pretty associated with punk in that whole scene, it's like almost unfair comparing them to other punk bands because of how musically advanced this album is.
Well, I know they like name check like Black Flag or
compare this album to any Black, and I love Black Flag.
No, yeah,
this is
musically it's different.
So much more impressive.
Or they'll bring up like the Minutemen. So I know those.
Okay, Minutemen might be more impressive.
Yeah.
I'm getting ahead of myself.
Yeah, but I know they like viewed those bands as like their peers and stuff. So.
Oh, good. Also,
real strong debut.
Strong as fuck debut. I do have to throw in just at the tail end. The chorus to Soul Kitchen gets me every time.
Oh, really?
It almost sounds like a cowbell. I think it's just a ride cymbal, but so punchy, so fucking fast and like aggressive, which is also coupled with just like rock and roll riffs. And it works fucking great. If there's any rock and roll that I like, it's this album. Yes. Best album, personal favorite. Please listen to it. Alex's best
album.
Let's move on.
Nothing controversial about calling this their best
I
album.
would say not. And I also say that I probably don't have very many controversial things to say about this band, but whatever, we'll get there. We're on to 1981. This is Wild Gift. So Wild Gift, what do you think?
So that opening track, me and you have been listening to a lot of Lingua
Lingua Ignota.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's these things about abuse. And this song is also about abuse.
Really?
So I just want to hear her cover this song. It really fits her.
I love Lingua Ignota so much that I will not do an impression of her vocals. In this song. That's how much I respect her. Okay. Anyway.
But because I've been listening to her so much, like that opening track really stuck with me because those themes are with me because I've been listening to the album. So I was like, oh shit. I love We're Desperate. I know Bone Break said that's like their attempt to make a hybrid of like the Ramones and Beefheart.
Oh, which one's that?
That's the second track. We're Desperate.
Already forgot.
Gonna give you a taste if you already forgot. That. And even though this is just as loved as among critics, this album is just as loved as Los Angeles. Yeah.
Ooh, disagree with that one. They're not quite as herky jerky as Beefheart, but definitely in the same vein of no crash cymbals. I think this is a good album. Oddly hurt by the production. I don't know why I hate the fucking production of this album.
That's weird because nothing really changed. It's still Ray.
So the way it sounded, first of all, it sounds way cleaner. It sounds like they brought up the bass and drums more. Okay. But
you're saying there's too much money now.
Too much money. They don't. I'm not even kidding that much. Yeah. Because now the vocals are mixed. I feel sloppily because
again
they're like in and out. They're in and out. They're not prominent. They're not the fucking center point. Focal point. Which is what I always felt X was, especially with both of their Exene and John Doe's vocals. And they're like kind of buried here. And I also, it's all good. I felt none of it was great, except for like Adult Books, which is amazing, and maybe White Girls, which is funny to me.
White Girls was funny to me, but like I really got into like the bass on that track. Like I do like the music a lot on White Girl. I'm glad we both think very highly of Adult Coloring Book.
Adult Coloring Books?
Oh, sorry.
That was not even on purpose. I saw your face. That was not a joke.
That's what I'm thinking about. Adult Books.
Adult Books. I remember Adult Books from the single version. It must have been a bonus track on Los Angeles in a CD somewhere. This version is far cleaner, far more. I don't know. When I heard this version, I thought I was like, oh, the single version is so much better. And then I went back to the single version. I was like, nah, this version's better.
Good. Because I didn't want to have to seek that out if it was. It goes back to like what we're saying. They're really good at like combining things, but like subtly, not in an abrupt way. Like this is like a Roy Orbison song sometimes.
Yeah.
And then it's like a Violent Femme song sometimes, and it's great. It's
yeah, they got those those guitars. I love it. I love that.
It's a great track. It's a great track.
Also, not to keep gushing about the same song, the ending, that weird little adult books. Adult books.
Yeah,
I fucking love that. I love the way those voices blend with that little little whoop. It's so cool sound.
Yeah. What else do I like on here? Oh, In This House I Call Home. Such a beautiful picture of like, or I guess it depends on, but like it really paints the picture of like their living situation of like people just coming in and sleeping on their couch and getting drunk. And like, I despise glam metal and its association with LA and the fucking lives they live. Girls. It's just, it's phony. It's fake. This is more realistic. Like even if you kind of don't live in that crazy punk rock house, you can listen to this, especially like growing up in LA, and you're like, oh yeah, I get that. Like I know people like that. I know houses like this. So they do a real good job with their lyrics of painting a picture.
I really regret not reading a single fucking lyric.
Yeah.
Not a single one. I'm judging these purely on how I felt they stood out musically, and I would say not that much. It sounds like there's a whole dimension that I should have been paying attention to.
Yeah, I had to, because for some reason, like the music on first glance wasn't doing it for me, and I was like, I'm missing something. I feel like I'm missing something. So that's why I like.
Okay.
I think this may be the first artist where I sat down and looked and like read the lyrics for every track.
Oh,
because
shit.
Also, like they're so fast, and the punk rock vocals, like other artists we've done, I think I haven't like had a problem understanding what they're saying. It's really
more clear.
It's more clear, but X, I felt like I need to sit down and I just need to read along, and that really helped me understand the band better.
That sounds like you did some justice for the band, because I did not find these to be remarkable songs.
Well, I could have been an asshole, because I would
like me, I know.
Well, no, you like them, so you have that. But I could have just been an asshole and been like, the band's stupid, it sucks, it's not memorable, but I'm like, well, there's love for them for some reason.
Yeah.
So that's why I felt obligated to do that.
Fair enough. I just think the production hurts exactly what they're good at. Musically, of course, I'm talking about. I think Exene sounds lazy as fuck on here. At certain moments, she's like just not on key at all, and it sounds
yeah.
I went into this one thinking I would like it a lot, and I was just kind of meh with it.
I mean, I think it's these first 4 albums, for me at least, are kind of one big album.
I can't put Los Angeles in there. It just sounds so different to me, and it's just leaps and bounds better than the rest for me.
And you thought I was going to talk shit about the band.
Yeah, I did. All right.
See, I didn't come guns a-blazing. I came in with a
modest 6-shooter. Yeah.
Yes. So
let's move on to the next one. This is 1982, Under the Big Black Sun. Let's get into it. So, I think this album is much better than the last one.
I would agree with that, and it's weird that Wild Gift is held in such like it's like guaranteed like top 500, top 100 lists will have both.
Yeah.
And I don't understand, as someone who's like doesn't fully get the band, I don't understand why this album is not up in there with the other two.
I don't get it. I felt like it's very fucking similar to the last one, but with just more standout songs that I was like, oh fuck, I want that. I want to hear that again. Just like the last one had 1 for me. This one has like 4.
And I feel like I will be attracted to any album about loss, and even though I haven't really experienced
Are you okay there, buddy?
No. So it's real personal. It's a few songs are about Exene's sister who was killed by a drunk driver.
Jesus.
I think Come Back to Me is one of the saddest fucking songs ever. If I was a crier, I would fucking cry for that.
I'm a crier. What's it about?
It's about her sister.
Just wait.
Also, it's real interesting because the title and the sound of it kind of sounds like a 1950s like rock ballad, like Dude, come back to me. It sounds like that, but she's not talking about a lover. She's talking about how she misses her fucking sister.
And I noted that song. As me loving her vocals on that song. I'm afraid to go back to it.
Most beautiful, saddest song ever. I love that song.
Also, about that song, it has sexy saxophones that fit.
Do you know who plays those sexy saxes?
Oh, yes, I do. Mr. Billy Zoom.
Yep.
Mr. Billy Zoom. Oh.
No, usually
the man is very impressive.
Saxophones could be real abruptive or funny, but
hilarious.
They fucking work on this song.
I couldn't believe it. They worked. It's beautiful.
It is a beautiful song.
I'm a huge fan of Dancing with Tears in My Eyes. I think it's like basically a rockabilly ballad, but with like tropical sounding guitars.
Oh yeah,
it's fucking gorgeous. The Have Nots I think is pretty cool. Even the harmonies on the title track, I think they're great. But again, a little bit of the same problem I had with the last one, which is the production is not letting them flourish, which I think is a fucking disservice.
I could see that on Wild GIF, but I disagree on this one. Like I think it's pretty fucking solid.
It's better. It's better. But I still felt like it's more of like a cohesive production, like where they try to make everything sound good. I'm like, nah, fuck that. Make vocals sound best. Yeah. That's how I feel about this band in general, I guess.
Yeah, I feel like it is like a loose concept album. Mm-hmm. It's funny on that documentary I was talking about, I don't know if they write all the songs this way, but they show you John Doe and Exene doing an acoustic version of Real Child of Hell. Mm-hmm. And I like that. It's just her and him on an acoustic bass. And I love that version so much more than the one on the album. Like, I don't mean to be a jerk, but the guitars and the fastness of the song almost like ruin it. Mm-hmm. Like it's so raw, and it's like I almost wonder if every song is written that way with her and him on the bass, because that's a real interesting way to write songs.
It is. Also, considering how much Billy Zoom contributes, what does he contribute songwriting wise? Does he not write anything?
He's got to. There's no way. I'm so sure talented.
He just throws shit in there, like, because you can write a song and then have someone else bring out stuff in the song.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying he doesn't, but I'm just saying that like that would be interesting if that's the jumping off point is the bass, because how many bands can say that?
The police.
Fuck the police.
No justice,
fuck
no peace.
Fuck Wikipedia.
I think this album, it takes a few, for me, takes a few songs to really get going, but they're all fucking great. They're all good. Surprisingly consistent. The few songs that I don't really like or I don't think are too great, they're like sparse and they're short anyway. How long is this album? Like fucking 30 minutes? There's no reason not to listen to this one. I think it's pretty good.
Yes. 34 minutes. Loose concept album. Any song about her sister is Riding with Mary, the title track, Come Back to Me, are just
fucking Jesus Christ. That's upsetting. I would probably say this is like my second favorite. I would probably I only listened to each album twice or so, but
I'll save it for the end. I think my personal rankings would be a little different.
Would it now?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I'll save it for the end. It's like usually we just do our best or worst or personal, but
you got a ranking. You got a fucking pecking order here.
Yeah, I'll do like a personal top 3 or 4 at the end for this one. Yeah.
Let's do next one. This is the following year, once again, 1983. More Fun in the New World. That is a very fucking cool song, and I like this album.
Really, I'm a little neutral about it. There are, but that's just kind of my feelings about X.
Okay,
I think this album's a little too rockabilly for me.
It's funny you say that and not me.
Yeah.
There was like Breathless is way too rock and rolly for me. It's extremely rock and rolly, but it's fine. I don't know. It's just I like Exene. And also now that since we keep mentioning Billy Zoom, fuck man, on Make the Music Go Bang.
This is like
he's incredible.
This is like his album. I feel like
so good on it. He's so good on it.
It's the last one produced by Mr. Mansour.
I would say the songwriting overall is real strong. It's like it's a little bit more complex, better, more interesting songwriting, but nothing that grabbed me the way the last album did. I would say like no songs were like fuck, I want to hear that one again. Nothing like that for me.
I disagree. I think I Must Not Think Bad Thoughts.
Which one's that?
I'm gonna play a little bit of it. Even if you knew what it was, I want to play a little bit because I just think it's so strong. It's great. That song too is still relevant because it's just talking about all the bad things in the world. And then I'm guilty of, I think if you're a functioning human being, we're all guilty of it. Like you could have a mental breakdown over all the terrible shit going on, but it's like, I'm not going to think those bad thoughts.
Yeah. It's wonderful.
Yeah. Otherwise the whole world would explode. And that's kind of why I think it's a good song. It
is a good song. That's actually a good representation of one thing I don't like on this album is the vocals. There's even less of the dueling vocals between Exene and Johnny. It's more of them, not even just regular harmonizing. It's just them singing the same note along with the same lyrics. So it's just them singing at the same time. And like, I guess
the same issue you had with Simon and Garfunkel.
No.
Oh no, that was they were being separate.
Yeah, that was them. Yeah, it was more. That was more Simon throwing his dick everywhere. Also, listen to that episode 8. That's the
episodes.
That's a good one. Yes. But Simon and Garfunkel was a good one. This one it's like one of you could have done this and it would have been the same.
Okay.
Yeah. Like there's no interesting vocals here, and that's actually kind of further to your point about this being a Billy Zoom record.
Yeah.
Because. He sounds fucking fantastic. There's not so much. The thing I like about X the most is the vocals, and this is not doing that for me. But still, I do appreciate the songwriting. I think it's pretty interesting. I think it's a good album. Not my favorite, but it's a good one.
Yeah, like I said, I think the first 4 kind of blend seamlessly together, but this is probably the weakest out of the 4.
It's kind of controversial, but I think Well Gift is definitely the weakest of the 4.
Whoa.
Yeah, I didn't care for it.
Whoa.
Except for Adult Books. I do think that one's awesome.
Adult Books is so good.
It's too good. Anyway, we keep talking about that fucking song. It'll be on the playlist, I promise you.
Guaranteed.
So I guess let's move on. This is 2 years later. Ain't Love Grand, 1985.
It's not grand.
So
I think we're going to be in agreement. 3, 2, 1. Worst album.
Yep. Fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Okay. For video watchers, we were already talking shit about this like in the middle of it. Fuck. This is also my least favorite. I'm assuming yours as well.
Yes.
This is whack.
This was their attempt to get. So again, it goes back to like they want to be mainstream, but not really.
Yeah.
This is an attempt at that. They bought in like a glam metal producer.
It's fucking. Dude, was that reverb fucking drums?
It sounds bad. It sounds real bad. So going into this, Billy Zoom's like, if we don't get like more successful off this album, I'm leaving. Obviously, they did not get more successful, so he left.
Okay, so this is the last one with Billy Zoom.
Yes, Mr. Zoom.
Yikes,
man! Like, I was kind of like wanting this to be good. Of course, because I don't.
You're hoping the other ones were shit, though.
Yeah. I wanted the rest of the albums to be bad, and I was like, I want Ain't Love Grand to be the only good one. Yeah. Man, it was this a struggle. I don't even have much to say about it other than it's like it's bad.
It's so okay. It's complete 80s, complete with cheesy synths.
Yep.
It's got the bad sexy saxophones.
Yes.
I think. Oh man. There's this completely random bluegrass part thrown in the middle of What's Wrong With Me, and that was the one thing in the album that I thought was interesting. It's like it lasts 2 bars. It's maybe 10 seconds long, And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I kind of like My Goodness. I think it's all right.
It's not good when your most famous song off the album is a cover song.
Which one's that?
Wild Thing.
Oh my God, I didn't even fucking recognize it.
Yeah, so it was like is it Minor League? And they kind of had some success with that. But like I said, it's not a good sign, even by Exene's rules.
Wait, what are her rules?
The listening to Led Zeppelin influenced by Robert Plant isn't good when you can just listen to Robert Plant. So, sorry, Robert Johnson.
Robert Plant.
I'm a mess today. I'm a mess today. Baby. Okay.
Shit. I would also say there's nothing remotely recognizable as X on here.
And obviously I don't have an issue with that because this gushed how much I must not think bad thoughts.
Yeah.
So I'm not opposed to a band changing, but if you're changing in the wrong direction.
This doesn't sound like anyone. It sounds like generic 80s pop rock.
An interesting tidbit, they have a song called Love Shack. They beat B-52s to that. This is the first Love Shack.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait. When did B-52s come out? What year was that? I can Google it too.
Or yeah, you can do that since you got the quick keyboards. But yeah, I don't like this album. I tried. I really did.
Yeah, you're right. B-52s, that was 1989. Didn't know that. That's actually a band I want to cover too. But
yes,
whatever. Yeah, like just like the last album, but more so the vocal dynamic that I love, completely gone. There aren't even like regular harmonies. It's just them singing at the same time, more so than the last album.
It is a straight ahead. The little nuances that we like about X are
gone.
Not there.
Again, I do like My Goodness a little bit, but it's funny because when I heard this the first time, fucking hated it, and my notes reflected as such. It was a lot of anger, and I was like, a lot of fuck this. And then I moved on. And I was like, I don't hate it as much. Like, I don't feel the anger.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, am I just getting used to it? After I was done with the last album, I went back. Like, no, it sucks. This one sucks. Okay. I'm actually surprised that we're agreeing on this because it's not like offensively bad either. It's just not good.
Yeah,
it's kind of a generic way to say that.
It's not what you come to X for.
Yeah. All right, so don't listen to this one, I guess.
Yeah, I guess fucking Burning House of Love has its fans. We're not.
No.
Two of them.
No.
Or even one of them.
Not even one. Nope. All right. Avoid it like fucking, I don't know, fire. God. All right. Let's move on. See how we are. 1987. I haven't mentioned it at all, which I think now is as good time as any. John Doe, underrated vocalist.
John Doe, this album made me realize you could say this about any X album, but this album, when 4th of July came on, I'm like, this is the most Bruce Springsteen song ever. Then the title track came on. I was like, never mind, the title track's the most Bruce Springsteen song ever. And then I just realized John Doe is the punk rock Bruce Springsteen.
That's not a bad boiling down of his style.
Yeah.
He's fucking good though. Like, he's really talented, and only once in a while he'll actually indulge in his vocal prowess. I would say a lot of the ballads he'll go.
Yeah, that's like not what he's interested in doing though.
I respect that. But I will still acknowledge that he's very good.
Yes.
Very good.
Yes.
And I think the vocals on this album in general are very fucking good. I do think Exene does not, her vocals don't fit with the music they're trying to play.
The whole like Springs, more folksy on this album.
Yeah, I mean, that still felt like it was a lot of 80s mall music style on here. A lot of it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I disagree with that. I think it's more folksy. I think
a lot of it is. There's like a lot of ballads on here. A lot of ballads.
I think it's a straight rejection of the last album.
That last one was offensively 80s. This one is not even remotely as offensively 80s.
Yes.
It's still 80s though, because like those fucking reverb-ass drums and like those really chorusy guitars. But her voice, I would never describe it as pretty, and it sounds like she's trying to sing pretty on the whole thing. I love her voice. I find it pleasant. I would not say it's pretty.
Okay.
That's not pretty to me. That's all she does.
Yeah.
You know?
See, I'm so like fascinated by their lyrics that I wasn't focusing on the delivery.
All right. So what should I be paying attention to lyrically?
Oh,
or should listeners?
Pretty much the same. 4th of July, opening track, and Surprise Surprise are this fucking real good solid songs. I think.
Yeah, for sure. I actually do really like the closing track, Cyrano de Berger.
Oh,
Cyrano de Berger's back.
Yeah.
Good ass song. Good ass fucking song. And like when I first put this one on, because I didn't listen to the last album 2 times consecutively. I
broke it up. Yeah.
I would not do it to myself. So I put this one on, and I was like, oh, this first song is great. If the rest of the album blows, this opening song alone will have saved it.
We'll save it.
And even though I didn't love a lot of this album, there's enough on here for me to kind of forgive that hot garbage we just listened to.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, it was good. They recognized their faults and then focused on their strengths again.
Yeah, the vocal dynamic is better. And actually, this style that they're doing here really reminds me of the Replacements a lot.
Oh, that's funny. Is it on this album or another one? They cover the Replacements.
Really? Which song?
As like a bonus track. Or no, it might be on the shitty album.
Oh, really?
Yeah, on the last album they cover I Will Dare.
Oh, really? And I fucking love that song. I don't want to hear their version because I love that song too much. Okay.
Oh, no, I was going to play it.
I thought you were going to troll me and put it on.
No, because it's not related to this album, but I'm just saying, like, obviously they do like the Replacements.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that. Yeah, like, the production especially sounds like a lot of later era Replacements with, again, the super reverb drums, really crisp as fuck guitars where it's almost, I don't know, like shiny sounding. I don't know if that's even a proper description of sound, but
yeah, I don't know if it was like the yellow album cover of this, but it kind of made me think about the Flaming Lips Soft Bulletin for some reason too. Just like
I haven't heard it.
It's a good record. You should listen to. But yeah, I can't quite put my finger on it, but this similar like kindred spirits, I guess I would say. Maybe not like musically too much in common, but it did make me think about that album for some reason.
Well, overall, this didn't have to do much to be better than the last one.
But I think it did. I think they like honestly like made a good record.
Yeah, it's decent. I'd say it's decent. I'm almost bothered at how much we're agreeing on this episode.
I know you thought I was, but like,
are they gonna come in with some hot ass takes?
Oh no,
Exene's a bitch and fucking she looks like an idiot and John Doe is gay or something like that.
No, I just don't know if I would listen to them. Like I can acknowledge what they do good.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right. So if you if you're into this style, this is a fucking solid band.
Yes. Like I get why people like them, but for me it's just missing something.
It's missing those sludgy guitars and
yep.
Something like that.
It's missing Ice-T. If Ice-T was an X, I would love
it. Los Angeles motherfucker. All right, let's move on. Last album. 1993, Hey Zeus. So, for video watchers, Alex, big old smile on his face after this song started. I'm gonna assume this is your favorite,
personal favorite.
That's delightful. I'm delighted to hear that
because it's so underrated. This is like the worst reviewed album. It's not on streaming. Obviously, we established Billy Zoom is gone.
Yep.
It's just like it has all the makings for an awful album. And then I was just so happy that it was like it has all the makings for an awful album. And I like it. I like it a lot. I don't know why there's hatred for it.
Yeah. I don't know any of the aside from I naturally assumed this is the last album. There's a big gap between this one and the one before it. No one talks about it. You can't get it on streaming. Obviously, I'm in for some shit. And I thought this doesn't sound like X, but this is not bad.
It's real good.
Yeah.
It's real good. I I think I listened to it 3 times. It will be the first album not streaming that I keep in my library.
Oh, that's big.
Yeah.
That's because we've covered a lot of not streaming albums that are not streaming for a fucking reason.
And I just delete them.
Yeah.
Delete
as you should.
All of them.
But I don't know. I like it a lot. It did remind me of just. It went from them sounding way too 80s to them sounding way too 90s. It's such a 90s album.
Yes.
Oh, just the production, the little what's the second track? It's really fucking good, but on the second track,
Big Blue House is real fucking good.
In the middle of Big Blue House, they do this thing where this little, I don't know what the hell the instrument is, or it might have been a piano, but the production on it makes it sound like it's like an old-timey record. And Exene's vocals are still super clear, but the music is like in that crackling popping sound, like in kind of like Portishead, where they do a lot.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, that's a very fucking 90s move. Still good, but it's again a sign of the times.
I love Country at War. Very similar to I Shouldn't Think Bad Thoughts lyrically and thematically. Sonically, not so much. And Lettuce and Vodka is a nice, weird, fun track, I think.
Oh, man. Soup.
You don't like Lettuce and Vodka?
I got some shit to talk. So
I mean, most people, it's an awful combination.
I didn't... Song title aside.
Okay.
The presentation of these songs is fucking fantastic and very, very strong, very tight. And they're all very good musicians and yada, yada, yada. But I think it's compensating for the weak writing. Like the main riff to Lettuce and Vodka, it doesn't do it for me. It just doesn't do it for me.
All right.
But the musicianship is so good. And it's a still good song. I still like the song, but that riff, if you take away the production, you get less good musicians playing that. I would hate that song.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And like I said, the fucking, it's just solid. It's dirty. It's
not punky.
No,
not punky
it's
at all.
It's more like a little heavier. This album is what I thought Ain't Love Grand was gonna sound like.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of stuff on here that makes me think of like Hole and those alternative bands that had female vocalists.
Yeah.
A lot of that reminds me of that.
Yeah.
Which isn't bad. It's just like, oh, that's a new look for X. But I do have to mention, I'm sure you'll agree, Drawn in the Dark, fucking amazing.
Yeah.
The closing track. Dude, so I've heard noise rock bands that sound like that. Like really good noise rock bands. They're like, they have time signature changes in the middle of it, and it's nothing crazy proggy. It just goes from like 4/4 to 3/4, but it's still enough to be like, oh shit, what's happening here? It's a different song now.
Again, these little flares.
Yeah,
it's is able to do efficiently.
Yeah, again, it's a testament to their musicianship, and also that song specifically made me wish more of the album was that kind of venturous.
Okay.
And it also makes me sad that like, oh, this is the last album. They didn't fucking get a chance to do more of this.
Yeah, but thankfully, right before they broke up, they were able to record a song for the X-Files movie.
X-Files. Wait, when did that come out?
Was that 95, 96?
Fuck, because I remember when that came out. I was alive and I may have seen it in theaters.
Yeah. Like, how perfect that you get X for X-Files. It's a cover of the Doors' Crystal Ship. So it's
very nice. Very nice.
Yeah. So I'm glad the band X was on X-Files before they broke up. But then they end up getting back together. Mm-hmm. Opening for Pearl Jam.
Ooh, it should be the other way around, in my opinion. Hey, controversial opinion.
Yeah,
fuck Pearl Jam.
Yeah, they recorded a few EPs if you want to seek those out.
All right. Wait, when are those? Like recently EPs?
I think like 2009.
I feel like that it would have benefited me or us in the podcast to have. I didn't know those existed. That's how bad I am at this fucking.
Hey, I thought we covered a substantial amount.
We did.
I will say also, if you're on Spotify, I feel bad for you. It's hard to look up X. This put in like one of their song titles and X. That's the easiest way to find them. All these dumbasses like XX Tendencies and fucking all these mumble
or XXX Tentacion, the guy who's now deceased.
Is he? I don't know. Fuck
yeah, he's the one who got shot. Yeah.
Alive or dead? Fuck him.
All right.
Yeah, they recorded a single this year, actually.
This year?
Delta 88 Nightmare.
It sounds like a cover.
Maybe it was. And then, yeah, they did their Christmas thing in 2009.
They did a Christmas thing. Okay, so they're not exactly active.
No, not the most. I think they just get more joy out of like touring now.
As they should. They're fucking old, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, play the music you love.
Just leave your legacy alone. You recorded one bad album.
Yeah.
Don't mess that up.
Surprisingly, one bad album. I was expecting 5 bad albums going into this.
Yeah, I was expecting 2 or 3. But
I do still think Wild Gift is not that great.
You know?
But just one man's opinion.
Yeah, I don't like, even though I gave them props for multiple things, I don't fully understand the band, so I'm not gonna.
All right.
I forgot there's a camera, and I like put paper up in front of my face now.
Don't look at me.
Don't look at me.
All right, so I guess that's gonna wrap it up. We should recap personal favorite, along with what I think their best album is. Clearly, Los Angeles, 1980, worst album. Ain't Love a Piece of Shit album. That is 1985. You.
So best album, Los Angeles. Worst album, Ain't Love Grand. Personal favorite due to the underrated nature of it, Jesus. And then my little rankings, I would actually.
Oh yeah.
I'd actually go Los Angeles, Under the Big Black Sun.
Under the Big Black, really?
At 2. At 2.
Explain yourself.
I don't know. It's just, I think those sad songs.
Oh, it's blasphemy.
It's going to
one of the best punk albums of all time. All right.
Wait, what do you mean?
What?
Like I'm saying Los Angeles and then.
Oh.
Yeah.
My mistake.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
1.
I agree.
2. 3. Jesus.
3. You put Jesus as third. Third best album.
Their third best album.
It's good. I don't think it's third best. I don't think it's worst. For sure, fucking not worst.
And then I think I would go 4. See How We Are.
And Wild Gift. Who? Wild Gift what?
5. Strong 5.
Okay, strong 5.
Strong 5. I'd go Wild Gift over More Fun.
I don't know. I don't know if I didn't think about ranking them, but
neither did I. But it was like, yeah, like I didn't feel like I gave Under the Big Black Sun
enough love.
Yeah,
it's good. It's good for sure. It's streaming too. It's under the compilation sections in Apple for some fucking reason,
some weird reason.
But anyway, you definitely check those out. Anyway, thank you for listening and watching. Really appreciate that. If you have any feedback on this episode or any other episodes, or you want to suggest an artist, email us everyalbumever@gmail.com. Comments, love, all that shit. And if you enjoyed this, please subscribe on iTunes, Spotify, tell a friend, leave a review, 5-star rating, all the things that would help us out a lot. Of course, you don't have to do any of that. You can also follow me on Instagram at Pope Jesse Ventura and Alex at
Mother Puncture. And on Spotify now.
And on Spotify, Mother Puncher Inc. INC. We're going to have a playlist of X on the website, everyalbumever.com, as well as
our previous podcasts.
Yeah. All the other episodes, you're gonna find playlists for all those, all songs that we selected that we think are the best or something, songs we like, whatever. Anyway, I'm gonna introduce the closing song. Where the fuck is it? God damn it.
I think you told me, but
I did tell you.
I didn't know what album it's on. So.
Oh, good. Although I don't remember. Oh, I remember. Hold on. It's in the compilation section. Like we just said. Jesus Christ. There we go. That is. Oh, there it is. Okay, so again, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. If you're watching, you're not going to hear the song. But if you're listening, you definitely are.
If you're watching, check out our playlist.
Yes, the song will be on there. Anyway, this is Dancing with Tears in My Eyes off of Under the Big Black Sun.
We're both going to cry.
For sure. All right. Thanks for listening, guys. See ya.